Welcome, children of light. You've tuned into the Phoenician Star, and my name is Eva. We're going to begin by taking a few deep breaths and being grateful for the ability to breathe, taking time for ourselves, and supporting our life force energy. Let's go. Just breathe at your own pace. I hate to tap into people's energy while I'm breathing, but and it's not you guys' fault, but I am picking up on somebody saying, girl, would you get on with it? But I can't, okay? I have to take those deep breaths. I have to clear the energy, support the energy. I have to help you to acknowledge that you deserve time to just breathe. Nothing else. Don't think about what's coming next. Just for in those few quick moments, you just take the time to just be glad to be alive, okay? Now, I will go on. There are quite a few messages coming down, and as they come out, you'll know whether or not this reading is for you, okay? Give me a minute. Let me adjust the microphone. All right. The overall topic is you've got to go down before you can go up. You've got to descend before you can ascend. And I know that for those of you who have been following my readings, you feel like I've touched on this before. Before I've said something about removing your light cloak, removing your auric field, and walking as a human. This goes deeper than just walking as a human. This is a descent to the very bottom. This is your descent into the underworld. There are a lot of myths and stories about gods and goddesses who go down to the underworld. There's Persephone, if I'm pronouncing that right. I can never get anybody's names right. And also I do want to touch on Jesus. Jesus is said to have after his crucifixion gone to the underworld, gathered up those souls who didn't have time to know him, for lack of a better phrase, and brought them up into heaven or whatever. There are a lot of stories about that, and if you're interested, then just type it into Google, gods and goddesses who descended into the underworld. Your story into the underworld is going to be different, so I don't really want to touch on which gods, which goddesses went. I want you to do your own research, and please do not call on any god or goddess that you are unfamiliar with. If you feel a calling, then you'll feel it, and you research it, you learn about it. Don't just go calling on people, okay? But I do feel like you are going to need a guide. I'm straying. This is even more than an ego death. This is black bottomless pit. I really can't put it any way other than that. I know you guys don't want to hear that. My readings are not always pretty. But I don't want to have to change what comes out. There's too much stress, and who am I to control what it is that spirit wants to communicate? So if you feel like this is for you, then you can continue listening. If not, then I'm not your reader. This is not your message, okay? Some of you are refusing to acknowledge that you need to go into the underworld to even find yourself. There's something that you're supposed to find. For some people, it's yourself. For some people, it's your power. For some people, it's other people that you're supposed to find. I can't really define it because it's so broad. It's so different for each person. But some of you you don't want to acknowledge that you're not perfect, that you're wrong in something. And with some of you don't even want to acknowledge, hey, I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And because you don't want to acknowledge the fact that you're lost, you're never going to find your way out. Now, I feel like your descent is inevitable. It's going to happen whether or not you want it to. But how fast you come out of this is going to depend on your ability to admit that you're wrong, to try to get better, to admit that you're lost, and I want to even say admit defeat in certain areas of your life. You're like, oh, hey, they can have this. I lose. I give it up. They can have this. It's not being afraid to look like the bad guy. It's admitting that you actually are the bad guy. It's going to be different for each person. There's also something else that's coming out, but this message is quite small, but I still have to communicate it. What makes a man think that he is God? And when I say man, I mean human. I don't mean, gender-wise. What makes a human think that they are God? And if it is their divine DNA that's placed inside of each of us, why is it that some men can be masters over their lives and others is more like slaves? And something else, what is it about men that they feel like, and when I say man, again, I mean human, not gender, not male, female. What is it that makes men feel like that they can be a god over other men? What makes men feel like they can be masters over someone else? That they can tell someone else what to do, how to live. You work here, you work there. Don't breathe without my say-so. Don't take a day off without my say-so. I don't want you to just live in peace. I want you to live in suffrage. I want you to make me rich. I want you to make me wealthy. But don't you dare aspire to be anything on your own. I don't have an answer for that. It's just that somebody out there, I'm tapping into them posing the question. And maybe you need to think that for yourself. I don't want to tap into it. I don't know who or what that's for, but it is coming out. It's coming out strong, but not as strong as the whole underworld thing. And I'm pretty sure it's going to come back, and I'll have to tap on it in another reading. But let me move on. I do want to pull a few cards about this underworld theme that's going on with you guys. If I can help guide you, then I will. I'm also getting the fact that you don't need to try to rush through this. While you do want to ascend faster and come out of the underworld as soon as you can, you rushing it isn't going to help. There is something that you've got to go through. You've got to go through this. This is what I'm saying. If somebody has a cellar or a basement or like a ground floor in their home, or even just going outside, going to where you are kind of flat on the ground, and that's where you do your meditation at. That's where you do your praying. That's where you do your crying, your shouting, your whatever, I don't know, you're reading, even if you're just up in there to get away from everybody for a little while. Getting down on the ground floor of something will help you to become more at home with walking through this underworld, because you are underneath something, because you are on the ground floor of something. I'm even seeing that somebody's business is being looked at as an underworld for right now. Give me just a second. I need to do something. Okay. All right. Whoa. Okay, I'm just going to go with these two cards that jumped out. And they are both in the reverse. But I don't know which one came out first, and I don't think it matters. We have the Five of Swords in the reverse, and then we have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Give me just a second. Oh, give me just a second. Somebody's getting to where they cannot communicate. It's almost, this is not going to happen, so don't take it like this. This is imagination wise, spiritual wise, metaphorically speaking, as they say. It's like either you or someone connected to you. It's almost like their tongue is about to be kind of cut out their mouth. Because either they spoke against you, or if this is you, it's because you spoke against somebody else that you really wasn't supposed to have been speaking against. All work is finna stop. Oh shit. Oh. I'm sorry. Okay. Sometimes it'll come at me kind of fast and it'll give me a headache, or I'll see so many things at once. How can I put this? I don't want to lie about what comes out. Um, a lot of people are about to be laid off. So this is work. Something is gonna happen, and a lot of people are gonna be without jobs. You're gonna start seeing a lot more homeless people. There are gonna be family members who have to stay together, huddle together, because things are not gonna be as nice as they once were. It's not gonna be as bad as my words may make it seem, but there is going to be an increase of people losing their jobs. Okay. Also, this is some type of spiritual work that was either done against you or you did it against somebody else, and all of that is about to stop. Or this may even be your warning that if you are doing things that you know that you really don't have any business doing, then maybe it's the time to stop. The underworld really isn't a place to play games. Okay, you got to go up in there serious. You've got to maintain clarity, and there are no spirits that you can really trick in the underworld. Okay, everybody's a little bit smarter than you. Okay, because they've been there before. They've been up top before. They've done these things before. Yeah, I can't help but to say it like that. That's what it is. I want you to stop giving to energies that do not feed you. You're going to also have to watch what you say, because you are emotionally unstable right now, and so the words that come out your mouth, while it's okay to communicate your truth, you have to be careful about how you go about saying it, because you don't want to mess around and say something that you can't take back and it completely ruins a relationship. However, I do see people raging, kind of saying whatever it is that's on their mind because they can't help it, because they're so full, and all I can do is kind of pray that relationships mend, because everybody loses their temper sometimes. Everybody says something that they really don't have any business, and hopefully you and if this happens to you, this isn't for everybody, but if this happens to you, hopefully both parties, you and the other party, can understand, wait a minute, this was the heat of the moment, and this does not exemplify what I actually feel for you, and you guys can make up and everything will be okay. Everything will be all right eventually. You will get to the top. You will ascend. You will become more powerful. You will you will tame your demons along with others. They will come back to this realm with you, and they're not gonna play about you. They will tear some shit up for you. Forgive my language. It's just going to be a slow ascension. It's not gonna happen. There are no candles for you to light to get out of this. There are no rituals for you to perform to get out of this. There are no prayers for you to pray to get out of this. You're going to have to do it. You got to face the truth. You have to look not only fear in the face, but you're going to have to look actual death in the face, so that you can become stronger, so that when you get back on top, when you ascend, you are able to teach others. You are able to move about the world in your divine purpose. Without this descent, without looking all these ugly things in the face, you're not going to be able to do it. Ooh. Yeah, this what this is. While you're in this underworld that you're in, you're gonna meet happy spirits and you're gonna meet not so happy spirits. Okay, you're gonna meet things and people and ideologies that want you to stay there with them, who are just happy with you being in this void, in this desolate place. They're just fine with that, because they're happy where they are in life. And when I say spirits, I don't mean that you're going to be seeing ghosts. For some of you, I don't know. But I also mean in people, the spirit of people. It's just whatever you encounter while you're in this space. Some of these people, some of these spirits, some of these ideologies, you're going to be tempted, and they're going to want you to stay right where they are because it's comfortable here. Hey, don't change. Just stay right here. Let's be comfortable together. Wait 1 second. Um, okay. 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 Yeah. It's very comfortable to let out our frustrations. It is very comfortable to sit right where we are and not move. Um, I'm going to say this the best way I know how, and you don't have to apply it the way that I'm saying it, but try to use your imagination and see if it fits your life and your circumstances, or if it does in the future. I can't say it any other way. Death must be so comfortable in the sense that you don't have to do anything. You don't have to get up and go to work when you're dead. You don't have to get up and cook because you don't eat. You don't have to get up and nurture anybody or discipline anybody or make sure that they brush their teeth, wash their face. You don't even have to wash your own behind. It must be so comfortable to just play dead and do nothing. And this is why you will be tempted to stay exactly where you are, because who wants to change? Who wants to get up and go to work? Who wants to get up and clean up? Who likes cooking if you're not a chef and that's, what you love doing? Who wants to plan a meal every 7 days for the rest of your life, you're going to be tempted, whatever the case may be, you're going to be tempted to just stay there. And whether or not you do, I can't tell you what to do. It's going to be on you. It's going to be on you. However, I've got to tell you about these other spirits or these other people. But there's a different party, and there's more than one. People who are celebrating your descent into the underworld because they think they won. You know how they say in the Bible that like the devil, or maybe it's not in the Bible, but I've heard stories that when Jesus died, the devil thought he won. And so, he was all happy, and then he didn't realize that, Jesus was going to rise, and realize that he actually lost. I know I ran through that kind of fast. Hopefully you guys understand what I said. But there are people who saw your descent into the underworld, and they're celebrating. They're like toasting, clinking their glasses together because they're happy, because they feel like you're defeated. So whether or not you decide to stay in this underworld is kind of going to be up to you. Are you going to let... I want to say two things about this. What I was about to say was, are you going to let these people win? But I also want you to think about it like this. The fight that you have going on right now is not about these people. These are petty energies that have no power over you. Whether these are ideologies, whether these are old, outdated beliefs. I even want to say, because I feel like somebody's tuning in. What is it? Racist beliefs that maybe your family implanted within you. These are just everything old and petty and things that really have no power and no weight in the world. That's what's gathering together to congratulate each other. Things that really have no power over you. So they're really nothing for you to worry about. Allow them to celebrate, and don't think about them. Do you want to ascend? Do you want to come from the underworld even more powerful than what you were when you went in? What do you want for you? Don't worry about these energies who are talking behind your back and congratulating each other on your demise. Don't think about them, okay? They are irrelevant. What do you want? You want comfort. You want stability. You want you want financial stability, emotional stability. You want love. You want joy. You want it all. Okay, life isn't fair. What if you don't get it? Are you going to keep going if you don't get the things that you want? Or are you going to lay there in that underworld and continue to stay there? Are you just going to die and give up if you don't get the things that you want? So what, that man or that woman don't want you? Are you going to die about it? Are you going to die over it? Are you going to off yourself? You know, the trigger warning, whatever. If you don't, if that business idea doesn't work out, are you going to give up? If that job fires you, are you going to just throw everything away, or are you going to get up and try to find another job? If one of your children, goes off the rails and there's nothing that you can do with them, are you going to give up on the other children that you have? Life isn't fair. Things don't always work out the way we want it. You can manifest all you want. You can pray whatever you want. But something that life taught me is that you cannot manifest something that does not belong to you. And even if you get it, you're going to lose it. Because whatever is yours, and whatever is not, it's really not. So what if it's not for you? Are you going to stay in the underworld, or are you going to get up and find another reason to live? Is there anything else that needs to come out? Anything else? You're waiting for somebody to come and save you, and nobody is going to save you. You're in the underworld to master being the great in-between, the working between the worlds. That's why you're there. That's one of the many reasons why you're there anyway. Nobody's coming to save you. Either you save yourself or you lay there. You can win if you want to. But you got to want to. You got to get up every day and maybe exercise just to do something, just to move. You got to get up and drink water. You got to watch what you eat. You got to try to be nice even though you want to cuss somebody out, even though, you want to do some harm to somebody. You got to learn how to control your emotions. You have to face fear and death all in the same boat ride. If you turn your back to this, if you are unable to face the things that scare you most, then you're going to stay here in this underworld. You'll never ascend. I really want to say that that's it. I don't know how long this energy is going to last. I don't really have anything else to say about it. Anything else? Clarify that, please. Okay, you're not gonna like this because sometimes I feel like sometimes I can talk harsh, and then sometimes I feel like the guys talk harsh. But I can only say it like this: as bad as this is for you, and I'm not overlooking your pain and your anguish. I don't mean to overlook it, but I can't help but say it this way. Your spiritual team wants to communicate this. You be a fool not to take this opportunity to walk through the underworld. Just really simple as that. Why? Because they're not going to believe me. They don't want to hear that. This is gonna sound so weird. It really is. Something wants you to meet the king of the underworld, meet Hades, see what it is that he has to say or she has to say. Because we don't know who's a male and who's female, like that. Especially when you're talking about spirits, all of that get jumbled up anyway. Because there is a lady of the underworld, and that's what's confusing me about that right now. There is a for some of you there is a this is actually Hades. For some of you, you've been walking through hell for a long time. For others of you, it's Hades who who you're supposed to meet, who you're supposed to face. And really, if you want to look at it this way, this is the Satan in you. This is the very evil core part of you. This is a part of you who doesn't want to talk to a therapist because you're afraid of all the dark things that'll come out. You're afraid of being written down as crazy and them locking you up somewhere. This is the part of you that you're gonna have to face. Please, if you need to talk to a psychiatrist, please do. And this is for entertainment purposes only. But at the same time, like whatever it is just coming out, if you need to go get like medical help, please do. I'm not a doctor. And there's also, like I was saying, there's a lady. There's a queen of the underworld who has a message for you, who wants to help you, who wants to challenge you in some way. They're very angry, but they're angry in a loving way. Is there anything else you can tell me about that? Something is tired of not seeing you use all the power that's available to you. It's like your potential, you're not utilizing it. Somebody's getting ready to have a baby too, or either you may go into labor early. It's like whatever it is ready to come out. And also, even if you're not getting ready to have a baby, there is something about something just really trying to come out of you. It's like your most authentic self is really trying to come out. It's really about to bust out. And for that person who's having the baby is going to be fine. Don't worry about that. I guess that's it. I'm gonna have to leave it at that. Weird little reading. But if you're tuning into my channel and you've been here all this time, I feel like I'm reading to a bunch of weirdos. I mean that in a very loving way, but I mean it just the same. All right, that's it. Thank you for tuning in, and follow your own star.